and welcome to my channel. My name's Abby. If you're new, bit of a funny video to start on because today's video is an update, but you are more than welcome to stay. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing an update on my animals because there have been a lot of changes. I hadn't posted obviously in quite a few months before I did my last video last week, which was just a little haul video from a small business that sent me some products. So that was really nice, but basically there have been a lot of changes in the time while I've been off. So I thought I would just let you know what has happened with my animals. Before I jump into this too much, I want to put a warning. I am going to be talking about hamsters passing away, so if you don't want to hear about that, you can skip to the end where I'm going to be talking about a new member of the family. But if you just want to skip out on this video, no worries, I'm sure I'll see you in another video soon. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while or have watched my other videos, you might have known that I had 2 Syrian hamsters and I had 4 rats. And I actually no longer have any of them. So I'm going to explain basically the things that have happened over the past few months. So my first Syrian hamster, or the first Syrian hamster I had as an adult, was Petal. She was a black female Syrian hamster. She was absolutely gorgeous. I bought her from Pets at Home before I had done much research about hamsters at all. I knew they liked to burrow, I knew they liked sand. I didn't know anything about cage sizes, I didn't know anything about Pets at Home. I did know things like, oh, they need chews, but basically my knowledge on hamsters was limited. So I now would not go out and buy a hamster from Pets at Home, but I did. That's where Petal came from, and she was the sweetest hamster. She absolutely loved to be held. She loved to come out the cage and actually be on your hands, crawling hand to hand, crawling up your arm. I would sit and watch YouTube videos with her just on me. She was such a lovely, sweet hamster. I had her, it was coming up to 2 years, but it wasn't quite 2 years just yet. It was actually before Christmas. So my last video that I posted before I was off, I said, oh, in the next video I'm going to be decorating their cages for Christmas, and unfortunately before I had a chance to film that video, Petal actually passed away, and so that's why I didn't end up making that video, because it was just too upsetting for me to do that video with just Peachy, and I possibly could have done the rats as well, but the things I bought were for the hamsters, so I was upset about that. So I decided to I thought I would just take a couple of weeks off, but then after Christmas I came back to uni and it was just like deadline, so it was really crazy, really manic, really busy. So just to backtrack to Petal just for a second, I do think that she just passed away of old age. I mean, there might have been other complications due to the breeding Pets at Home, but she did live to be an alright kind of age. I just came home from work one day and I went to look at her, and she just she couldn't walk, and so I took her out the cage and I just cuddled her and stroked her, and she did unfortunately end up passing away. So then after that, I was planning to come back to YouTube after a little while, but then with all the uni deadlines that I had, I just never got around to filming another video. And then just as I was about to come back to YouTube, my hamster Peachy unfortunately also passed away. So she was my other Syrian hamster. I got her from the rescue centre at Pets at Home, and she was already a fully grown adult when I got her. So I got her maybe a month after I got Petal, and Petal was still quite small because I had her from a baby, but Peachy was like fully grown. The comparison between the two, like Peachy, she seemed massive, but anyway, she was quite a big Syrian hamster, to be fair. Peachy, I had her for 2 years, and then you could tell that she was getting old, and she was starting to lose a bit of hair, and then quite a lot of hair after a while. And you could just tell that she was getting slower, she wasn't coming out as much, and she wasn't running in her wheel as often as she used to. So I kind of knew it was coming, whereas with Petal it was kind of a big shock because I knew that she was coming up to the 2-year mark, but she hadn't shown the signs in the same way. So then Peachy unfortunately did pass away. And then as for the rats, like I said, I had a lot of different uni assignments that were ongoing, and I was struggling to give them the right amount of time every day that they needed. I don't want to put people off owning rats because they are honestly such lovely, sweet animals, but I would say that they do take a lot of time every day, which I did know when I got rats that they would need time every day, but I didn't realise quite how high maintenance they would be. I thought that I would just be able to let them out and they could just roam around, because I see a lot of people doing that, and I'm sure that if you train your rats you could do that. But my rats have got into all sorts. They've got into my bedside table drawers. I don't know how. I really don't. So I didn't trust them to just be out and about. And the other reason why I actually decided to rehome them was because I actually thought about, I'd lost Petal, I'd lost Peachy, and I know this is something that you know going into getting small pets, but I kind of didn't really think about it. Like, I didn't put myself in that position, but because they only have short lives, to me, I was thinking, this has been so heartbreaking, losing Petal and losing Peachy relatively close to each other. And then I thought, if I have 4 rats, it's just going to be one and then another and another. And obviously you would get more rats to keep the group going, but I couldn't imagine going through that again and again and again. So I did decide that I thought it would be for the best for them to go to a new home. So a lady who lives like local to me, she said that she's owned rats for years and years and years, and she has a group of rats at home already, and she took the cage and she's going to expand it because I got one where you can like stack it on top of each other. She said she's had rats for years, she absolutely loves them, so she said that I can have updates whenever I want, I can go and visit them, and she just seemed like an amazing new home for them. So that's where my rats have gone. So I feel like this video has been a bit of a downer, but don't worry because I do have a new family member to introduce. So I've decided that for the time being, while I still live at home, I'm just going to be keeping one hamster, and I have adopted a Russian dwarf hamster. I've called him Pom-Pom. I got him from the Pets at Home adoption centre. They said that someone had returned him. He was tiny. He was a cutest little thing. I'll see if I can find any photos or videos or whatever that I might have of him. But he was literally teeny, so that's why I named him Pom-Pom. His formal name, his long formal name is Pom-Pom the Brave, because as soon as we got him, I'm saying we, I mean me and my mum because she came with me, but as soon as we brought him home, we put him in the cage, and as we're coming to look at him, he was coming to say hello to us. He is such a lovely, like, sociable hamster. If you ever go over to the cage, if you ever speak to him, he's always very inquisitive. He always comes and he loves to be held. He's just so sweet. I can't put it into words. I just love him so much. So I currently have him still in my Alaska cage that I had for the Syrian hamsters, but I do plan on upgrading his cage. I want to get more of a tank style cage, but I am struggling to find one that's in stock in the UK. If you have any recommendations for something like that, let me know. I just don't have the length for an IKEA Detolf, so I'm thinking about the Skyline Marrakesh. So let me know, anyone, if you have any recommendations or something similar to that. I want it to have those glass or perspex sides, so then I can put loads of bedding, and I want to give him a sand area because he is obsessed with his sand. He absolutely loves it. And yeah, I just want to expand because the Alaska cage is a decent size cage, but it is the UK minimum, and I want to give him the best that I can. So that is where we're up to. I hope you enjoyed meeting Pom-Pom. He is honestly such a little sweetie pie. But if not all my videos are about hamsters anymore, it's just because I only have the one now. Let me know if there's anything you want to see. I think that's pretty much everything that I have to say. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to let me know if you have any recommendations for hamster cages in the UK or where I can find them from. And if you would like to see more regular updates on where I am, there is my pet Instagram, which I put the pet updates on, which is at abby.animals. I will put that down below, or there is my normal Instagram. It's up to you. You don't have to follow if you don't want. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a new video soon. Bye!